let's get right to our bill search. Really nice, clean-looking $100 banknote. Series 2009A, as shown right here next to the ink vial. So you have like the quill and the ink vial here. Color changing ink is what they've, when they updated these bills in the early kind of 2005, 2007 time frame, they added a bunch of anti-counterfeiting measures. So those are really cool, and from a collectible standpoint, sometimes you can get some issues here with the security strip that has the hundreds on it, as well as the color-changing ink portions of the note, and just the abundance of detail they've put to $100 banknotes after the redesign. So they're really cool, really neat looking. You can see how those hundreds move around in the camera on that security strip, so really neat. Kind of a cool serial number in a way, kind of a broken ladder, although doubles up on the 5s and the 2s and the 3s. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I kind of like that. No shifts in the seals, no shifts in the serial numbers. Everything's printed really nicely. Really good detail on the $100 note, especially this one. Other than a little corner fold up here, it's in great shape. Set it down so you can see a nice kind of plain view of it. You can see a little bit of a kind of press through of that serial number, but it's not enough where it's showing through all the way for me to say, hey, hold on to that. Really, really clean note. Nothing jumping out at me on this one. Sometimes you want to look, it's a really cool depiction of Independence Hall, but this statue here, sometimes you'll get some blurring. I'll bring it a little closer so you can see. You'll get kind of blurring around the statue and the shadow it casts behind it just because of the fine detail during the printing process. If the sheet is kind of bound up just even slightly, you'll get some smearing there. But usually it's really small. But if it's not, hold on to it. Error note. Moving right along. 2013 beat up $20 note. Printed really nicely, so nothing jumping out on the front of the note there. A little bit of a mark here, most likely. It looks like a crease in the whole note, because once you move it around, you kind of lose that mark there. Almost fooled me as like a stray ink mark. You can see where this has been handled a lot. There's a lot of dirt and grime and crap on it, a couple tears. A little bit of a press through of the serial number, but I would say that's more from wear of the note. As you can tell, this thing's been circulated pretty hardcore. Nice depiction of the White House. It's really cool to look at. Never been in the White House, but I've been to it when we went up to Washington, D.C. about 4 or 5 months ago. There's nothing crazy there. Nice little star note, 0606 in the beginning, so that's kind of cool. I wish the serial number was repeated as far as the pattern, 0606 all the way across. We'd be sitting on something worth pretty good money. But a 2017A, nice and beat up, circulated $1 note, missing a lot of ink. Definitely has been moist or wet at some point and dried out. It's from the crinkling in the note. But really cool. I love me some star notes. I'll set that one aside. 2013 Series $5 note. As you know from any of the videos you've watched of mine, I really like the redesign of the 5s. I just think it's a cool depiction of the U.S. seal there on the front. So that's pretty cool. Nothing really jumping out. This one's been damaged quite a bit too, just from circulation. It's really thinned out, which eventually, hopefully, will have TV, you know, like the Jetsons, and I can be like, hey, check this note out, and you can just see what I'm actually talking about because you'll be able to handle it. Anywho. Nothing crazy on the 5 here on the reverse of the note. I like to check around the repetitious 5s, and on any note, the repetitious denominations printed in the top right corners or around the note. It's a little different on other denominations. Those are an anti-counterfeiting measure that form a constellation called Orion, which is actually like right up in here. But sometimes you'll get misprints there. Kind of neat $1 note, kind of cool serial number with the 0s and 6s, but not collectible. It's not a fancy serial number. If you're wondering all the different fancy serial numbers, check out my other video on fancy serial numbers. Nothing there. Nothing on the back. 2017 series. Kind of messed up too, losing some ink there just from being circulated around. And nothing jumping out there. 2013 note. 2013, 2017 are going to be the most common, but then again, a couple videos ago I said that, and then we came right across to 60s series $1 note that I held on to. 1066, 1923. I mean, you could reach and say it's a double year note, but, you know, nothing crazy there. So, plus, the United States didn't even exist in 1066, so it's not even relevant, really, to, you know, U.S. historical moments, which is really what I like to hold on to. 2017 series, only difference really is signatures across $1 notes. They haven't been updated since the 50s, when they added "In God We Trust" to the back of the note. Keep good old separation between church and state. Good serial number, nice and clean printed, no crazy errors on the note. A little bit of a wet ink transfer around the depiction of Washington there, kind of a bleed through from the back. Keep an eye out for the repetitions, visuals of 13 lines, 13 leaves, 13 arrowheads, 13 stars. Sometimes you'll get some misprints around there. Another $5 note, series 2013. Definitely had some coffee spilt on it, or, you know, blood, or something else. We don't know, but we're just not going to guess. Once again, keep an eye out for the constellation up here. You might get a little bit of blurring of those fives. Sometimes they're printed, you know, the ones that are closer together, like here, 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 and here. Sometimes they'll just kind of have over inks that make them look like they're connected. So hold on to those. $20 note, series 2013 also. Nothing crazy jumping out in the serial number. Sometimes we'll see a little bit of a ticker or odometer note on a lot of 20s, which is where the rotary dial that prints the serial number, it rotates in between each note to change the number on the end or whatever. Sometimes those are improperly greased by us silly humans, and they get bound up. So you'll get a print where the ending digit or couple of digits will be either higher or lower than the others. That's an odometer note. Keep an eye out for those. Reverse of it. Once again, cool depiction of the White House. Go visit that. Really visit DC in general. I mean, you know, if you're into U.S. history, although we're not an old country per se, it's still really cool to look at the architecture and kind of the history behind the things. And you learn a lot about it, both negative and positive history facts about them. So it's pretty cool. And nothing jumping out at me on the $10 note here, series 2013 also. Nice depiction of Hamilton. They enhanced a lot of the portraits of the presidents throughout the 2000s when redesigning the notes. So something to think about. U.S. Treasury, that's probably one of the coolest places to go. It's just really kind of an impending building. So it's really cool. And then the surroundings are like this little lake and a bunch of stuff around it. You can go walk for freaking ever. Some of the parking in DC leaves a lot to be desired. I won't keep going on about that. But, you know, if you want to get your steps in, it's a good place to go. Another $5 note. Nothing crazy jumping out. Almost a little bit. For a second there, the serial number, the whole thing seems kind of slanted up. I know it's hard to tell in the actual thing, but maybe my eyes are crossing. But the actual serial number seems to kind of gradually get higher and higher towards the end there. But it's nothing crazy for me to hold on to, just kind of a new thing for me to see. So something I'll keep an eye out for throughout the future. Nothing crazy. Lincoln Memorial, really cool. We went and visited that, walked around it. It was kind of neat. A little bit of a bleed through the serial number, but unless you can read the whole thing, I don't suggest holding on to it. Last but not least, we have a $1 note, series 2017A. What the heck? Look at that. What a weird little misprint. That 6 is smaller than every other digit. You can tell me if I'm crazy in the comments below, but to me, it just looks slightly smaller. I mean, look at it. It sits higher on the bottom, but the top is not. It's like it didn't put down enough ink, so it's kind of like mini. Anyway, kind of a misinked or misprinted digit there on the serial number, so that's kind of cool. That's new to me. I mean, the other side is normal, so if you look at that, the 6 resides on the left here, resides in the right place where the bottom meets up with the 5. Here, it's like a little mini guy. I'm gonna hold on to it. It's kind of cool. Nothing else jumping out at me on it. Not on the Series 2017A $1 Federal Reserve note, but that little, little mini 6 is kind of cool. So nothing crazy in this bill search. Let's look at what we are going to hold on to. And now that I'm looking at this star note, It sits a little high on the margins there, so that's cool. Anyhow, so we got our little dinky mini 6 serial number, kind of cool. Never seen one of those like that, kind of really noticeable like that, so I'll hold on to it. And then if you watch any of my videos, you know I love me some star notes. I'm going to hold on to this guy, even though he's beat up for a little while. And then eventually the ones I just think are not the greatest of serial numbers, albeit they're a replacement note, I send them right back out into circulation for new, lovely collectors to hold on to. But without me talking any further, let me know what you've come across in your coin and bill searches lately in the comments below. Let me know what you think of these guys here. And check out my website, varietyerrors.com, for free coin and bill price guides. Completely free, the best price ever. I will see you in the comments below, and I will see you in the next video.